Hello, Dragon Tank 1400 here, and this is Star Wars The Clone Wars Episode 7 review. The name of the episode is Duel of the Droids. Now this episode is pretty good. Give it 1.5, maybe 2 thumbs up. Pretty good episode overall, really enjoyable to watch. It had some issues like Ahsoka versus Grievous that I won't really get into, but basically my problem with that was that more at the beginning of that fight where Ahsoka was like way overconfident. She should have really just died right there, and if she wasn't a main character she actually would have died right there. She had some major plot armor at that moment. Later on in the fight where she was just trying to avoid Grievous, and then Grievous was kind of just like messing with her, I can understand that portion of the fight, but I can't understand like their first really encounter where Ahsoka was really overconfident, really thought Grievous was nothing, and Grievous, though he might have been toying with Ahsoka, he should have just destroyed her. That and the other major issue being Anakin not knowing that the gold droid, the R3 unit, was actually a spy. I mean, we had the whole last episode where basically he almost died a few times because of the droid, and then we had this episode as well. He should have figured out way earlier. I mean, it's Anakin Skywalker. This is the middle of the Clone Wars. He's really at his peak, if you will. I mean, he's not Darth Vader yet, but he's as a Jedi, he's kind of at his peak, and he really should have figured it out. I mean, honestly, that's kind of, I don't know why he didn't. It was just basically for the plot, and that was it. That being aside, the episode is actually really good and really fun to watch, really enjoyable actually, despite these issues that if you like look at it too hard, you actually see some of the issues with the episode. But it was like really well executed. It was really well done overall, really fun to watch. So the morals of this episode, like from a Christian standpoint, don't really kind of like line up with the saying of the episode was the quote. And the quote is, "You hold onto friends by keeping your heart a little softer than your head." Now, despite the fact that this being a good quote and everything, it doesn't really describe the episode that well, because if Anakin would have actually listened to his head, he would have seen that the R3 unit is actually a spy. He would have figured that out. Though he did actually go after R2-D2, despite the fact that Obi-Wan told him not to, and despite the fact that Grievous was on the ship that could have easily overcome Ahsoka. I mean, maybe he didn't know Grievous was on the ship. I think he did, but I'm not 100% sure. I mean, not ship, space station. Anyway, that being aside, it's like I said, this episode's pretty good overall, but it kind of had its downturns, and from a morals perspective, this episode didn't really have one, if you will. I mean, it had that really like keep your friends close. He said R2-D2 is more than a droid. He's a friend. Or did he say family? I think he said a friend. That being aside, this episode didn't really offer too much in the ways of morals, because honestly, Anakin should have been there to protect Ahsoka. He trusted Ahsoka too much. She's really too young, too inexperienced. She shouldn't have actually succeeded in this case. It was only really plot armor that they did. That being aside, it's like I said, this episode's still really fun to watch. It's really a great episode, and the R3 unit versus R2-D2 was actually a pretty good like fight in terms of like two droids fighting. This episode was really well executed. It's just, it was a kind of a bad plot, a bad idea, but because it was well executed, it's fun to watch, and I do recommend it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. See you in the next one. Bye.